Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. This actually isn't coffee this time. I'm not feeling the best, so this is actually ginger, saffron, and honey combined into a potion. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of the grand comedy that is my life. Okay, so today I would actually like to talk about a movie called The First Time. Why? Because I feel like looking at it. And you're gonna look at it with me. The First Time stars David O'Brien, everyone's favorite MTV cast member from the hit TV series Teen Wolf, and Britt Robertson, who plays Dave Hodgman and Aubrey Miller. It also stars Victoria Justice, haven't heard about her in a while, some guy named James Frenchville, Walter's wife, and Craig Roberts. I liked him in The Fundamentals of Caring. I remember seeing Victoria Justice as the thumbnail on the trailer, and I actually thought that she had a very major role in this film. And me being a very big Victoria Justice and David O'Brien fan was very excited to see both of them act together in a movie. You lied to me, John. Why did you lie? But anyways, despite that unfortunate fact, it was actually a really good movie. So I just want to dive into it and bring you guys along for the ride. So let's enjoy. I want to make a disclaimer first that I actually really enjoyed this movie. Still, I do rip into it a lot, quite a lot, so I just kind of wanted to make that fact clear because it was actually really good. So yeah, enjoy. The movie opens up with this awesome party happening, and Dave is out in the back practicing his confession for Jane, Victoria's character. I actually think this does a good job of showing Dave's character. Like, a major party is happening and he's just in the back thinking about confessing his feelings like a simp. And we see Aubrey show up right behind him, wondering if he's crazy for talking to himself or just praying at a very, very weird time. Can't a man get privacy in the back of a public party? Jeez. They hit it off pretty quickly as they start talking and bonding over the fact that these parties actually make no sense, and Dave just does it for doing its sake.
Why'd you come out tonight?
I don't know. A laugh, maybe. But, I'm not looking for a boyfriend. I got someone. I mean, kinda. I have a dude.
Senior?
Junior?
Right. Of course you are, yeah.
What is that supposed to mean? You're not, mature enough for you?
Why does that matter? Don't you have a dude already? Aubrey wonders why Dave isn't inside picking up someone, but Dave says he has his sights on Jane. So she asks if Jane doesn't like him back, but he says she likes him as a friend. F's in the chats, boys. We lost another one. She gives him beans for staying outside and not actually trying, and then she offers him some gum. And they have this moment. Something seems to have sparked here. So she decides to head back inside, and Dave stops her to ask her for her opinion about what he can say to make Jane fall for him. And he yanks out a very big sheet of paper. Yikes. He's definitely staying in the friend zone. He reads the letter and we get the most judgmental stare ever. I swear she's wondering if to tell him the truth or just let him burn. Okay, so David O'Brien actually is a pretty good actor, and I tend to try to look at everything that he acts in because, I don't know, I had a man crush, so Dylan just steals the scene with his Dylanness, and Aubrey gives him some pretty good advice on what to do. She basically said that nothing in the note matters, and she just wants someone who wouldn't be as freaked out as her about life, so she can feel comfortable. And if he can't be that, then he can't be her dude.
I'm never gonna be your dude, am I?
Not with that attitude, my friend. No.
So she sits with Dave and a song starts playing, and Dave asks her to dance. She said no. Why? So much for that big speech about confidence and trying to come out your shell, jeez. She says she doesn't dance and goes on a rant about people doing PDA, and she's an indie girl and an e-girl, and she's not like other girls. Yeah. I have a suspicion we're going to be getting a lot more rants here. Imagine sitting down listening to somebody ranting about things that are actually not important. Alright, I just wanted to adjust myself a little bit to just be a little more comfortable. Nice, let's continue. So somehow he manages to smooth talk her into dancing, and she agrees. Okay, maybe he can get Jane. Anyways, their dance gets interrupted because the police came to stop the party, and they start to make a run for it. And he sees Jane leave with a random guy. It'd be like that sometimes, Dave. Aubrey sees this and asks Dave to walk with her for a bit. I guess she felt sorry for him. So they do some chatting about what they want to be doing when they finish college and if they're happy. You know, things losers talk about. Me, I'm very happy. I was happy since I was a fetus. And they get interrupted by Moose from Step Up, who mistakes David for someone else and asks for directions to the party. They offer to give him a ride, but they refuse and continue walking. They reach Aubrey's house and Dave absolutely struggles to ask her for a number. She thinks about it and she agrees. Yikes.
Do you want to come in for a second?
What about your boyfriend?
Imagine having a girlfriend who invites a random guy inside her room. So they're in the room and she gets wine for them. Yeah, this is definitely a good idea. She gets into detail about when she's really happy. Dave tries to relate, and out of the blue she asks him if he has ever done the devil's tango. What the hell? He said he didn't, and she asks if he wants to do that with Jane. But Dave says he wants to hold her hand and run in a field of flowers with her and cry while watching The Notebook. Yeah, he's definitely not getting Jane. So naturally, Dave asks Aubrey if she's ever engaged in the unholy deed.
None of your business.
I'm sorry, what? You have the audacity to start this conversation. You're asking a million and one questions. And then when he tried to continue the conversation, it's none of his business. Dave, just leave. Anyways, she lays down on the floor and Dave rests next to her. Yeah, this is definitely a very good idea. And she goes on another rant about how hopeless modern dating is. I mean, to be fair, she does have a point. Modern dating now is an absolute dumpster fire. And we're 11 years in, so...
I want to meet a man the old-fashioned way. You know, like... in a bar.
How about a dark alley? Crazy guy talks to himself.
So she takes his hand. Won't you do one emphasizing you have a guy? So they had a conversation before about the virgin and the skank. She asks Dave now if she's the virgin or the skank.
I've never met anyone like you before.
Oh, so cute. Oh. So naturally, they start to cuddle. I'm done. The next morning, they hear knocking on the door. So they wake up and realize that they slept all night. All night. She tells him that he needs to get out the window, and he just worms his way out there. Okay, well, there's that tree over there. He can just reach for the branch and... Oh my god! I love how he checks himself to see if he's okay. She tells him to call her, but unfortunately Dave doesn't have her number. She forgot to put it in. Yikes. Now we cut to Dave telling his friends about what happened. And his friend says that she made it all up to avoid any interaction with a random douche. Dave actually really believed her. And his friend said that like that's how you would really know if she likes you, if she starts with a boyfriend, which is some pretty good advice actually. He said in a couple days shoot her a text and see if she's interested in hanging out. So Dave says he won't text her, and his friend picks up that because he doesn't have the number. But he explains that he only got the first few digits.
Well, you know where she lives.
That's a terrible idea. She'll probably think you're stalking her. Don't do that. They suggest Facebook. Remember, folks, this was at a time when social media wasn't as big as it is now. Oh, apparently she doesn't believe in Facebook either. Wow, okay. Okay, so Glass's friend went on this weird rant, and non-Glass's friend decided to suggest that they talk to someone named Stanwyck because he has access to all the names of the students at the school that she goes to. So okay, so they phone up Stanwyck, and apparently there's only an address and a home number. So they drop him off. We still don't know their names so far. So Glass's friend says that they're picking him up later, but Dave says that he will pass on that. And the friend advises him not to call her for a few days. Dave agrees.
Hi, yes, is this Mr. Miller?
So they have this very awkward conversation, and well, Dave asks her what she's doing later, and she said that she's going to the movies with Ronnie, her boyfriend. And Dave says he's also going to the movies, so he'll see her there. Later that evening, Aubrey gets in the car with Ronnie, and we see that he's one of those guys. Living is a problem because everything dies. Oh. So we see Dave pacing up and down at the movie theater because he's worried that she will probably think he's a stalker. Dave, you kind of are. And yikes, Jane is at the movies too. Wow, it's a big, big event. I had the biggest crush on Victoria Justice. Yeah, I have nothing to add. I just felt like sharing. You know, she moves really friendly with him here. And It's giving you wrong ideas. Anyway, she hugs him and tells him she was looking for him last night and she wanted to know what he's doing later. And one of Jane's friends suggested that they go to her house to hang out. She grabs Dave's hand and asks what they're watching. Ladies, if you have a guy friend that you do this with, please, just stop. Please, for his sake. And Aubrey walks in and we finally get the names of the friends. Simon and Big Corporation. We never get an explanation as to why it's Big Corporation, by the way, so now I can finally stop calling him Glasses' friend. Everyone says what they're seeing, but Aubrey asks Ronnie to see something else from the usual foreign films. Anyways, she did say earlier that she didn't like PDA, so that's kind of on him for not actually listening to her. Trying to be a dominant man here. Ronnie, you don't do that here. Okay, I love how so much was said in this scene with absolutely no words at all. Aubrey gets uncomfortable for some reason and decides to take a walk. Dave sees she isn't in her seat, so he follows her. She apologizes for making him jump off the roof and goes on her rant again. And Dave, being the Chad he is, just takes her phone and swaps numbers with her. Like a real Chad. Aubrey says that Jane is really pretty and seems to like Dave. But Dave says he doesn't know if she does, but he started having lustful thoughts thanks to their conversation from last night. Aubrey says that it's a good thing that he's doing that now, so she'll be off the pedestal that he has her on. Which, to be fair, is actually good advice. So she goes on a rant again.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure I'm the strongest mate in my particular gene pool, but I guess we can give it a shot, right?
Come on, confidence is sexy, Hodgman.
I know, that's what my mom keeps telling me.
Actually, confidence is sexy, but they don't know us. And now we're at the segment I like to call Coffee Time. Yes, this is actually coffee this time. So she walks to head back inside, and Dave invites her to the party later at that girl's house.
I want to travel.
All right.
Just last night you got me thinking about what I want to do, and I definitely want to travel.
She expresses her favorite experience from traveling, so it sparks something in her. Something nice. I'm not sure what Dave was thinking when he made this face when listening, so she gets embarrassed about it, and Dave says he was listening and just wanted to go with her. But you probably should make a more intrigued face next time, Dave. That is not the face you make when you want to go with somebody, Dave. Anyways, they get interrupted by Ronnie, you know, her boyfriend, and they go back to the movie. Okay, so we cut to the party, and Ronnie is on his weird rant about the real world because he's older. He actually makes everybody uncomfortable about it, mind you. You know, last I checked, teenagers don't really like to be told about the real world. Right, so Aubrey takes a walk because that was quite uncomfortable, and she encounters Jane. So Jane and Aubrey, they start talking about Dave, and, well, Jane wonders if Aubrey likes Dave.
I mean, I like Dave. As a friend. He's cool.
No, Dave is amazing. And he gives the best advice. He's so smart. You should see the way he is with his sister.
His sister?
I mean, at this point, it seems like Jane actually really likes Dave, but what's with the mixed signals, though? Damn. Then she strays about guys her age that just ain't it. I summarized that for you. You're welcome. She wants someone to just ask for her opinion or just carry her out because she's at the point now where if someone opens the door for her, she'll just fall over. Huh.
You know,
Yes?
sometimes it's just the guy that you...
Yes, yes?
Sometimes what? Were you were about to say something.
Was I?
So where'd you meet my lady?
I mean, it's a reasonable question because he just kind of spawned out of nowhere Ronnie says he normally doesn't go after high school girls because they're really needy, but Aubrey is different. But like, Ronnie, how old are you? Why can't you get girls your age? He tells Dave they're gonna have smexy time tonight. And well, obviously that bothers Dave. We got over to Aubrey playing piano, and Dave comes and sits next to her. She explains that she had this idea of him and his life, but after hearing that he had a sister, she kind of realized that she didn't know much. Well, I mean, Aubrey, you only met him yesterday. So Dave interrupts her and asks her not to do Ronnie. She explains that the idea of it doesn't mean anything and that he's a safe option. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So Dave says he believes it's about finding the right person and blah, blah, blah. Aubrey gets a bit upset and expresses that he's in love with Jane, so she's gonna do Ronnie. So Dave starts to smile because he realizes that Aubrey actually really likes him.
What do you think?
I think that you should probably...
Aubrey! We gotta go.
Wow, why would her boyfriend ever dare interrupt them? Dave confronts him because he keeps calling him Dan. But Ronnie pushes him. Oh, poor Dave. Okay, we cut over to Dave coming out of the bathroom, and Jane asks him if he's okay. She's a little tipsy, so Dave gets her a glass of water. Jane tries talking to him, but something seems off, so she asks him what's wrong.
I'm just like...
At the very least, Dave realized what happened, and he said he's leaving. So while driving now, Dave gets a text from Aubrey asking him to pick her up. So well, he does. She tells Dave she broke up with Ronnie. She said she didn't do it for him, but it's his fault. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. I mean, to be fair, we tend to come across people we like and people we click with. Oddly enough, it's a lot easier to interact with the people that we click with. So, while driving, they come across a car crash and realize that it's the car that Moose was driving. So Aubrey gets shaken up about it, and somehow that makes her kiss him, I guess. Now everyone is happy and dandy and rainbows and butterflies. Woohoo! Nothing can definitely go wrong now, right? Right? The next day she calls up Dave, and Dave invites her to hang out with him and his sister. Right, so we cut to Dave and Aubrey talking on the swings, and Dave expresses his concern about his sister when he leaves for college because her dad went out for milk and apparently they're still waiting for him to come back. Something like that. But Aubrey reassures him that they'll be fine when he's gone. Nice. Later that night, the parents are dressing up to go somewhere so that the plot can move forward. What you're watching there, Dave? Aubrey calls up Dave and invites him over. Oh, that's nice. She probably wants to watch some Netflix and chill for a bit. So Dave has a battle with his intrusive thoughts. Good job, Davey. I'm proud. And he brings over a giant box that Aubrey opens, and there's a Life magazine in it. Ooh. She's touched in more places than one now, it would seem. So they do some kissy-kissy, and she goes to set the mood. With an awesome indie song, I might add. I'll link to it in the description. So they have an intense session, and Dave says it's the best weekend of his life. And he didn't want to do anything to mess it up. And Aubrey agrees. She goes on another one of her rants about how she doesn't want to be just like every other teenager who does this, that, the other. And, well, yeah. But he swiftly jumps on her, and we fade to black, and they live happily ever after. Oh, wait, what? There's like 20 more minutes. Oh, no. So everything is awkward as hell now. They start talking about it, how it could have been better, and Dave, again, doesn't shut up. And Aubrey snaps out of it because, you know, they've known each other for like 2 days. Dave says he'll call her, but,
I'll call you. Because I've got a crazy few weeks coming up with finals and everything, and...
Yikes. You know it's gone south when a girl starts making excuses to see you. But, like, how bad could it have been for them to be fighting over it? Like, what the hell? Anyways, we get a segment of them visibly distressed over it and contemplating if to go back or call each other.
Because before you've had it, it's everything. You know? It's what you dream of. I mean, your entire world is like consumed in this... Well, you guys know what I'm talking about. And then after it's just sex.
And in a couple of weeks, it'll be prom, then graduation, and before you know it, you're on a plane to JFK. So, it was never gonna last anyway. And now it's done with. And who knows, maybe years from now, you'll bump into her somewhere, you know, in some bar, you'll have a few drinks, and you'll laugh about it. And that's it. That's life.
Damn, Simon, who hurt you, my dude? So Big Corporation, who has been mostly silent for the entire film, just completely poops all over what Simon just said.
You met somebody. Somebody very cool from the sound of it. How many weekends have we spent driving around looking for exactly that thing? And it never happens. It never happens. But it did. So now what? You hit one bump and you're gonna bail? Throw your hands up and walk away?
I mean, it was a pretty major bump.
No, it wasn't. It was sex. One time. The first time.
Ooh, he said the thing.
You're gonna tell me you don't think it's worth giving it one more shot? You think it's about letting it go. No. It's about sticking with it and being a man. And I don't mean in no bullshit way, like you're tough or you're being a real man.
I don't even know if I am.
You are. You're a man. Now act like it.
Damn, Big Corporation out here giving some of that solid advice. Oh, her phone's ringing. I'm glad Dave came around.
This has been the darkest day of my life.
Oh, this guy seriously needs to find someone his own age. Anyways, at least Aubrey hangs up on him.
I met a boy.
Yikes. I'm surprised Dad didn't get a heart attack after that. She goes on and on to tell him how she messed it up with Dave and that she loves them and she's... Some character development. Nice.
Okay, here's what it is.
Dave. We have ways of doing these things. He does the long speech about wanting her in his life. He drives her to school and she says she'd be into him talking to her again. He drops her off. She walks away, but then she runs to him and they kiss. Which goes against her not liking PDA. Wow. Damn. I guess when you meet the right person, you just go against everything you stand for like a complete idiot. So guys, that was the movie. Again, I really enjoyed this movie despite me ripping into it. I mean, what's so wrong with poking some fun at the movies, right? Yeah, that's about it. Peace!